right back. Yeah.
How do you feel about or the overabundance of remakes we've seen over the last few years, just in the horror genre alone, including your films?
Well, I often think that it's unnecessary. I don't want to. I made one film called Season of the Witch, which I would like to remake myself, because we didn't get the money that we were promised, and I don't think that I did a good enough job with it, and I also think that I could do something better with it in a contemporary setting. But I think that, in my mind anyway, that film should be remade. Most of the time, I don't think, most of the time that they do it, I don't think there's any reason to do it except, again, purely commercial reason. Like, this is a great title, maybe we should remake it. Whether it's Halloween or, they keep going back to Freddy and Jason, it becomes a franchise. And again, most production executives don't have the imagination to understand when something fresh is good. They'd rather bank on an old title. Even a title of an old film like The Crazies, which never made any money. But I think that what they saw in that was that it could be sort of like 28 Days Later or something. And so they went ahead and financed it. I don't like the idea. I did say yes briefly to a remake of Deep Red, because I thought Dario was involved in it. His brother called me. If anybody heard this story, his brother Claudio called me. And the last time I worked with those guys, they were friendly. And Claudio called me and said they wanted to remake Deep Red. And I said, I happen to think that that film could be remade in a completely different way. I mean, I love Dario, and I love his work, but he has this sort of very operatic, fluid style. And the stuff becomes a bit mystical. And I always thought that Deep Red could be a terrific, sort of straight-ahead, psycho-type thriller, very realistic thriller. And so that's what I talked to Claudio about. Then I found out that Dario and he weren't speaking, and that Dario didn't want this to happen. So I got in touch with Dario and said, hey, if you're not involved, then I'm out. So if anyone was wondering what was happening with that, I'm out.